All right, everybody. Hey, I'm live. Good to see you all. It's Cindy here, productivity coach for busy professionals and creative entrepreneurs, people with busy brains, people with ADHD, um, all the things. So if you are here live, please say hi in the chat. Let me know that you are here. We have a topic. I'm actually going to address an issue that I hear many of you complaining about, or well, that's not the right word, um, saying bothers them, I guess I should say. And that is, you say you feel like you're pulled in a million directions. So I'm going to talk about how to regain focus and get important things done. So, hello, friends. If you are watching the replay, which a lot of you do, please let me know. Just put in the chat hashtag replay. Excuse me, whatever platform you're watching on. And you know, it's hard to remember all the things, and then when you remember them, sometimes it's hard to get them all done because there's so many distractions. So let me ask you something. And be honest, and you can answer this in the chat. Excuse me. And if you are watching the replay, I do go back and read those comments. So have you ever sat down to work on something important? Maybe a client proposal, a new offer, um, or even just clearing your inbox. And before you know it, 45 minutes have gone by and you've answered three texts, Googled something random, opened 11 new tabs, didn't close any of the other ones you had, and somehow ended up checking the price of flights to Hawaii, right? And that original task is still sitting there untouched. Be honest, how many of you? So if that's you, I want you to know several things. One, you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not bad at your job. You're living in a world that is designed to hijack your attention on purpose, And if you're somebody with ADHD like me, or just a distractible brain, that hijack happens fast and we get distracted so easily. So today I want to walk you through exactly why this happens. And more importantly, how to take back your time, your brain power, your focus, your ability to focus long enough to finish the things that matter. So are you ready? All right. Let's talk about the real reason that you can't focus. I want to just dismantle a myth right up front. And that is this. Most people think distractions are the problem. How many of you think distractions are the problem? Actually, they're not. The real problem is unmanaged attention. And that attention is under attack from many sources. There are three big ones that I can think of. External triggers. These are the obvious ones, like email notifications, Slack messages, kids needing something, a coworker popping in, that ding from your phone, even when it's across the room, your brain still hears it, right? These are interruptions that you react to, and your brain loves reacting. We have reactive brains. It feels like we're doing something productive, but we're not. um, here's the kicker. It takes your brain an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus after even a small interruption. 23 minutes. So that means if you're interrupted three times in an hour, you're not actually working much at all, as far as full focus goes. And the second thing is, you can probably guess it, internal triggers. Now, these are sneakier. They come from inside the house, Um, boredom, anxiety, overwhelm, curiosity. I wonder how old that actor is. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Or that moment where you think, I should really check my calendar again. These come from the discomfort that we're trying to avoid. We start something new because we're starting to feel a little bored or a little overwhelmed. So we escape into something easier or something more instantly rewarding. And the third thing is what we talked about in the past few weeks, and that's mental clutter. This is the big one. If your brain is juggling 17 open loops, unmade decisions, half finished thoughts, then trying to sit and focus is like trying to do surgery in a tornado. You need a clear runway to take off, and your brain is jammed with chaos. And so that runway is blocked. So you have to learn how to take your attention back. So what do we do about that, right? Here's what doesn't work. Just trying harder. That doesn't work. You probably already know that. Shaming yourself into focus. That doesn't work. Buying yourself another planner. If you didn't use the ones you had before, it doesn't work. Hoping next week is less crazy. Doesn't work. Instead, I want to give you 4 practical steps that you can start using today to protect your attention and get meaningful work done, even with a brain that's prone to wandering. And this is nothing new, but these are just good reminders. Step 1, clear the decks. First, before you try to focus, do a brain dump. We've talked about this before. Get every open loop out of your head, your tasks, your to-dos, your worries, your reminders. Use a notebook, a voice memo, a notes app, whatever works for you. Just get it out of your brain and onto paper or a digital platform that can hold it for you. Because if it's rattling around in your brain, it's just causing distractions. Think of it like clearing your desk before a big project. You can't think clearly with mental clutter. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step is name your priority in advance. Don't just don't just try to be productive. I'm going to try to be productive. What does that mean? Name the one meaningful task that you want to make progress on during the next work block. So you ask yourself, if I only got one thing done today that would move my business or my life forward, what would that be? If you only got one thing done, but it would, what would be the big high impact task? Then anchor your attention to that. And yes, everything else is going to try to pull you off course, but now you know where your North Star is. And that doesn't mean that's the only thing that you get done, but you make that the priority. And number 3, work in short, protected sprints. Long, open-ended time blocks, they don't really work for a distracted brain, because your brain knows you've got extra time. Instead, try 25 or 45-minute focus sprint to start. That means you turn off notifications, you set a timer, preferably one that you can see, like a kitchen timer where you can actually see the hands moving. Put your phone, turn it off, put it out of reach, and work on one thing only, with full undivided attention. And when the timer ends, you get up. You don't just sit there, you get up, you move, you stretch, and you're training your brain like a bustle. And I talk to so many people and they're like, well, I like these 3-hour marathons. Um, I promise you'll be more productive if you do short sprints with a break in between. So you just build your reps. And step 4 is anticipate the distractions in advance. Anticipate the distractions in advance. Most distractions are predictable. So before you start your sprint, you ask, what's likely to pull my attention away? How can I handle that in advance? If your mind always says, oh, I forgot to, whatever, when you're in the middle of something, then keep a sticky note nearby, right? If your phone pulls you in, put it in another room. If you think of something, just jot it on the sticky note, put it away, and immediately go back to what you're doing. If email always sucks you in, close the tab and schedule when you'll check it. I think it's better to just have designated times to check your email. But you have to be intentional and proactive. Proactive beats reactive every time. Every time. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. These are simple steps, but it's not simple to execute. This is hard. I mean, let's be real, okay? Even when we know all of this, we still get pulled away, right? We still find ourselves down some weird TikTok hole or reading the 10th article about morning routines. Why? Let me say this clearly. Getting distracted doesn't make you a failure. It makes you normal. Whether you have, it just makes you human. Whether you have ADHD, especially if you have ADHD or a neurodivergent brain, then your mind is wired for stimulation and curiosity, novelty. So that's not a weakness. It's just a feature of your brain. But in a world that monetizes your attention, you have to protect that feature like a rare gem. And the good news is that focus is a skill, and skills can be learned. You don't have to just live with, oh, well, I just don't have good focus. Okay. I don't change that to, I don't have good focus yet, but I'm learning. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a system that works with your brain and not against it. So let's review. If you feel constantly distracted and pulled in a million directions, excuse me, here's what to do. Dump your mental clutter, brain dump, right? Pick one meaningful task to focus on and use short timed focus sprints. Pre-plan for the distractions that you know are going to show up. I mean, that's it. You don't need to overhaul your whole life. You just need to claim small pockets of intentional focus and protect them like gold. So that's your challenge for today. I want you to pick one task that matters. Set a timer for 25 minutes, turn off distractions, and then go. I'd love it if you'd report back, like put in the chat when you get done. Tell me how it went. Seriously, I want to hear. You can get important things done. You can, even in a noisy world, even with ADHD, even with a brain that loves new ideas. And if you need help designing a system that works for your kind of brain, that's exactly what I help people do all day, every day. So if you're interested in finding out more about whether it might make sense for us to work together, please reach out. We can meet briefly on Zoom. I'll find out a little bit what your situation is, and I'll let you know if I can help and how. And either way, I'll probably give you some free advice. So there's no obligation to, it's not like I'm going to go, oh my gosh, you booked a call with me and then you did. No, this is for us mutually to make a decision to whether or not you need or want my help. But start with picking that one thing. And if you want to go deeper, stay tuned. I have a masterclass coming up, a workshop coming up. But you've got this. So I want you to turn your attention into action. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.